Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to do the remaining part of الناقص. We have already done Sarf Saghir of both small and big families. Now we are going to look at Sarf Kabir and all the irregularities that take place because of the third root letter being vowel, being a vowel. So let's get started. So Nakis, Wawi, and Yahi, like I've told before, that they are more or less, mostly they are treated the same way, except for one little exception. They are treated in the same manner. Either you have Waw or Ya as your third root letter. In Sarf Kabir also, they are treated the same way. So let's look at this. So if you have, so in Sarf Kabir, you have fail and you have isms. All the fails that you have are Madi, Mudare, Madi Majhul, Amar, and Nahi. All the isms that you have are Masdar, Fa'il, Maful, Zarf, and Ala. Ala, we are not going to look at it because its conjugation is straightforward. So we are actually just going to look at these isms. And in Zarf also, we don't have much really. In fact, sorry, in Masdar, all the Masdars are fairly simple. They are conjugated in a normal manner, like a Muslim on char. But except for two families, the Allama and Tasala, we'll look at it. So, because we are starting with fail first, a few pointers. So, while conjugating, either your fail is ending with ya, mostly, in fact, it's ending with ya in the big families. So, that will be changed to u or una. All right. So this is one thing that you have to remember, that if you have E ending, it will be changed to U or Una. U in Madi and Una in Mudari. And if you have Alif Maksura ending, your changes will be Auna and Au. So just keep this little rule in mind, that E, U, and Una, and if you have Alif Maksura, you will have the plural basically as Auna or Au. Also, this is because you want to avoid the EU sound. Another thing you have to understand, that Alif Maksura cannot continue after Hua version. So Alif Maksura is replaced by Ya. So these are two things basically that you have to remember, that E is replaced by U or Una in plural, and Alif Maksura is replaced by Au and Auna. One thing, and the other thing is that Alif Maksura is replaced after Hua version by Ya. Now, let's look at the Sarf Kabir. So first we will look at Madi. In Madi, you have this chart. Now, let's look at this chart. So your Alif Maksura over here is, it's always ending with Alif Maksura, by the way, all your Madis. Now, that is replaced right after it by Ya over here. Everywhere you see, you don't see Alif Maksura, you see a Ya. Only it's omitted in three versions which are highlighted, which is hum, hiya, and huma, feminine huma. You don't see a ya in these highlighted versions, and they are replaced by a fatha, and this is called fataha sound. And that's a result of alif maksura. Remember, I said that alif maksura will be replaced by aw sound. This is what I meant. Okay. So now let's look at, let's fix this a little. So you will see that in Mudare, we have these two examples. Now, in big families, if you remember, all the families, they have kasra in the Mudare, but only Fataha families will have Fataha in Mudare, and that is why their ending was Alif Maksura, while other families have ending with Ya. So when you have these two endings, how will they react? So Alif Maksura ending and Ya ending. Alif Maksura is only with the Ta'allama and Tasa'ala family, if you remember. I think I should add it over here. So since you have, so when you have these two endings, Ya will be omitted right in hum and Antum version. So if you see, this Ya continues all the way in all these versions, and they will only be omitted over here. Remember, I said when you have E, you will change it to una. Remember, so this was what I meant, that they will be omitted, your E will be omitted, and it will be replaced by una, the una ending that we have in plural of mudari. And this is because just to avoid EU sound. So just to avoid saying yunadi una, you will say yunaduna. Tunadi una, tunadi una, you will say tunaduna, just for that. In alif maksura, you will say that it will produce a fatha sound or everywhere. Yatawallayna layyani. Yatawallawna. Remember I said alif maksura produces this aw sound, awna, and this is called fatha sound. Ayani, awna, atawalla, yatawallayani. So this is called fatha sound in your entire chart. Also, if you see yatawallayna and yatawallayna over here, they are, they look the same. Also, if you see in the other chart, so here you see another chart that tunadina and tunadina looks the same. So this is one thing that you will see, that your feminine anta version, anti version, sorry, your feminine, your anti version and your antunna version in both these charts are same. They look the same. So this is one parallel. Also, let's now look at the passive line, which is the Madi Majhul and Madi Mudare. So this is basically, you can just flip the rules of the regular Madi and Mudare. Over here, you see that your ya is omitted again at home to avoid the yuna sound, yuna. So it was made yunaduna. Like I said, e will be replaced by u. Okay. And here, if you see alif maksura produces fatha sound in the entire chart. So yunadayani, yunadauna, tunada, tunadayani, yunadaina. So everywhere it's fatha sound, except you see that hum and antum. These are the two places where alif maksura is, when it was changed to ya, the ya was in, the ya is omitted. Not the alif maksura is omitted, it's the ya which is omitted. Let me just put it over here. So here, the alif maksura which was changed to ya was omitted at hum and antum. Okay. Now let's move forward. And this is because just to avoid the EU sound. Also, you will see that Daina and Daina, the Anti and Antunna version are the same. So, yeah. Now, let's look at Amar and Nahi. Now, since your Nahi follows your Amar, so that's why I put them both together. Your vowel dropped at Anta over here. So your first, the form was Nadi. Remember, your vowel was dropped and it was replaced by its corresponding haraka. So over here, this was Nada, Yunadi. There was a Ya, so that was replaced by a Kasra. Had it been, let's say, Yad'u, so that would have been Ud'u with the Dhamma. So that is, replaced by its corresponding harka. We have learned that rule already. And this is just a little reminder that Yad'u was Ud'u. Then we have Yaftahu. So I think that was this family was, the Alif Maksura and Alif was represented by its corresponding haraka. And here we have Yunadi. So that was replaced by Akasra. Another thing to remember in Naqis Wawi and Naqis Ya'i in the small families, that the Sarf Kabir in Sulasi Mujarrad and Sulasi and Mazid Fihi are same, mostly. But only in these, the highlighted ones, you can see that Wawi and Ya'i are coming back in Madi and Mudare. So these are the three highlighted ones, which is your hum, your hiya, and your huma, feminine huma. The same way over here, hum, your hiya and huma feminine, your root letter is coming back. Yeah, so your root letter is actually omitted, but everywhere else your root letter is coming back in the entire conjugation chart. Over here, only your root letter is omitted in the highlighted ones. So which are your, in Madi, it is your hum, it is your hiya, and it is your homa feminine. And in Mudare, it is your hum, it is your antum, and your anti, where your root letter is omitted. But otherwise, throughout this chart, you will see that your root letter, so da, yadu was dal and wow. So everywhere your root letter wow came back. When it was nakis ya'i, ha, dal, ya. So your root letter came back in all the conjugations except for these highlighted ones. There, their corresponding harakas are coming, which is not the letters corresponding haraka, but the way we, so over here we had alif maksura, so the corresponding sound was aw, fatah sound. And over here we have ya, so the corresponding sound was una and ina in the ya. But otherwise, in the entire chart, you see the Nakis Wawi and Yakis Yai came back. So this was a little difference. Now let's move to Sarf Kabir of the isms. So first we will look at file. You will see that a file, if you remember, I told you the rule about how kasra replaces the vowel in your file, and your rafa and your jar looks the same. In your nasab, you will see there is a sound, your vowel is coming back and it's making a sound yan. And either way, I mean, if it's wow or ya vowel, doesn't matter, it will be yan. Also, if you see in munaduna, ya is missing. Everywhere else, you can see ya. Munadiyaina, we have an extra two ya. One is for ina and one is for the, the ending vowel. But only in munaduna, you will see the ya is missing. Now in Maful, you will see that all your first single ones, Rafa and Sabjar, they are same, they are non-flexible. Over here, they were partly flexible because Rafa and Jar looks the same. Over here, all three forms look the same. Also, you will see that ending combo is preceded by a fataha everywhere. So first of all, it's fatahas and fatah tanween, and then everywhere else it's being replaced by fataha, which comes from the the alif maksura sound or a sound, or over here you can say the fataha sound that it has in the beginning. So it's conjugated throughout, carrying that effect. Also, if you see in these two, that alif maksura is replaced by ya. You see that? Unadai yani. So it was ani and it was replaced by ya. In fact, yeah. This is aina. So it only has the ya of the container. It does not have the extra ya, which is over here. So over here, it's you can see in these examples that ya, alif maksura is replaced by ya, and secondly, the fatha comes representing the alif maksura. So this is your file and mahul. Now let's look at the masters. All the masters follow your Muslimun chart except for two families, which is the allama and tasa'ala. And you will see that they act like fa'il, naqis fa'il. Remember that your rafa and your jar looks the same. They take kasratain. So over here, tawallin, your rafa and nasab look the same, and tawalliyan. So this follows basically your fa'il chart, the naqis file, not the normal file. Acts like naqis. This is your masdar, but it's acting like naqis in just tazakka and tasa'ala family. In zarf and in masdar, in fact, both, you will see that you will not have feminine versions. And so you can see that you cannot have feminine versions, first of all. You cannot have feminine versions in masdan and zar. Also, you cannot have human plurals. The plurals have now taken the form of feminine plurals. All right. So these are a few things about Nakis. It's a bit long, but if you follow the rules, if you look at it, watch it quite a few times, hopefully the concept will drill in, inshallah. And if there are any questions related to the topic, you can always ask on the group, and inshallah you will be answered.